Hi there, this is Peter Fan for Agent Builder Coaching and our Wednesday Power Hour sessions. Every Wednesday, we have an incredible opportunity to share and exchange some information and learning and experiences and what have you. And everybody has their own kind of perspective on things. I typically bring a topic, and as you know, that you get this email. Now, this week we're doing it a little bit different. Our email will be mostly this video and a little bit of information about why we're doing these power hours. Because I honestly think that a lot of people think that we're kind of trying to preach and teach. Not really. We're trying to engage everybody that is active in the business as much as possible with their business because so little opportunity is actually given to learn the business of real estate. Right? There's books and there's expensive courses. These sessions are free. We've now run about 200 of these sessions, and we always base them on what we refer to as the 7 essentials to real estate success. Now, granted, one could argue that the 7 essentials are actually universal for business success, and I didn't make them up. I didn't come up with them. I just gave them some cute names. But in essence, right, they are based on very solid business principles, right? The big why is all about you know your goals, your plans, your life vision. Your superpower is what attracts people to you, right? If you are great with animals and you love animals and your pets all over, and you do stuff with animals and you go for walks and you look after, guess what? Your superpower happens to be pets. So if you draw people to you, that now becomes a very attractive way for you to use as a lead generation target audience, right? We always talk about by the numbers because there's so many different numbers that are so important in this business. And we tend to forget, right, that yes, there's all these business statistics as far as list of sales value ratios and the buyer's market or the seller's market. But the other part that we kind of don't want to talk about, as in the lead generation part, the business development part, how many people do you talk to on a regular basis? Those numbers are probably even more important. Certainly on a your bank manager will like you more for it if those numbers look really good. And then, of course, systems and operations. Honestly, there is not a fast food restaurant in the world that doesn't have every step of their operations and principles laid out in a document. And they all learned it from McDonald's because you know they are the prime example of how you can get you know people that are relatively untrained to generate incredible amounts of volume in production and sales, billions of dollars each and every year. And it's all about systems, all about systems. Now, the next two are technically systems, but they are key systems, right? Automatic lead generation, very, very important. There's just no substitute around this. You need to generate business. And what systems do you employ? So we talk about this on a regular basis. And then automatic transaction machines, which ATMs, the acronym or the correlation, the combination to money machines, right? Well, if you do your transactions well, the money machines will look after themselves, right? That's kind of where that came from. And then wowing is it actually came from me visiting Disneyland for the very first time in my life. And my then wife kept saying to me, what is this? What is this? Because I was going, wow, wow, wow. And I was just absolutely stunned with the amount of attention to detail and the amount of services that were built into the operations. And it was amazing. I mean, I actually followed a street sweeper who was cleaning the street because he was dancing, he was singing, he was whistling while he was sweeping the street. It was just amazing. And the technology that they were using for all of that. So that generated my wow. And I went like, hey, if businesses operate that way, that's something to be part of, right? And, you know, I think that if we as professionals in real estate can add some wow to our services, to our delivery of results for our clients and customers, it will by default will generate more repeat and referral business. So that's kind of the key. So now you know a little bit more about the seven essentials, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of that. And you know, again, this lays it out a little bit more. But the big why is really about having a proper business plan. We actually give you a copy of a business plan if you want to, just for the asking. You just call us and let us know, and we'll send you one. Okay. And I won't dig in too much into the other ones because you just covered it. But now, this week, we're going to talk about using AI and technology in context of the seven essentials to optimize your business and operation. Because I honestly still think that we think as AI as some sort of novel concept that is a bit too abstract to actually make practical. But many of the day to day tools that you use will optimize your business if you operate and think in that context. And so the question is not how can AI work for me, is find out what you're struggling with, what you're challenged with, what you would like to have assistance with. But then instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to hire an assistant, or I'm going to create this fancy dancy gizmo shiny object, or I'm going to buy one. How about if you ask AI how it can help you, what it would do, how you would go about doing it, and then dissecting it into an action plan that you can work with. And there are so many applications, right? Obviously, in real estate, we have our CRMs, we have our, if you happen to be with the EXP, you now get free copies of Canva. But ChatGPT itself has so many layers. It's remarkable how much stuff you can get out of it. Then there's, of course, the photography and the image parts. There is really scientific stuff that you can do in it, and then evaluations and re-evaluations that you can apply, and copywriting stuff, so marketing copy that you can create. It's remarkable how much stuff you can automate and systematize. Right, so really worth your while to say, okay, based on my business plan, where am I at? Where am I going? Now, what tools can I utilize to get there? Right? And that's really one of the ways that AI can really work. So, and again, I'm not going to dive into all of these things because we'll talk about it on Wednesday. But it is absolutely a time saver. Absolutely a time saver. The first day that I started using AI, my eyes went like, "Holy cow! This is a game changer." But it's a game changer for our benefit. I hear now agents say, "Whoa, hang on, this is bad for our business." Well, maybe in 5 or 10, 15 years, but even then, right? Well, Bill Gates 25 years ago wrote a book that says On the Road, and it was very distinct in stating and claiming that realtors were largely redundant. Guess what? There's more realtors now than there ever were. And there's still a good number of them making very good money. Now, how can we differentiate ourselves? By getting better, adopting and immersing ourselves into the technology that is available, and using it to the fullest. Right? Now, yes, you need to be cautious, you need to be compliant, and you need to think about, privacy and the FinTrack and the disclosures and all of those wonderful things. But that's not a big deal, right? You just built that into your systems. Yes, it can be overwhelming. So if you are thinking about AI, established technology is best, right? Don't try to experiment too much with it. But your CRM is a great starting place, or your MLS system is a great starting place. Your chatbots on your CRM, really good starting place. Doing some marketing materials through AI, very good starting place. But there's many other places that you can do. Okay. Now, growing your target audience is, of course, ideal. If you can find a way that allows you to double your target audience by using AI, bingo. And that takes very little effort. It sounds really surprising. We've been doing ourselves. We've been doing some target work with just little videos that we subscribe to, and our viewers, a number of viewers, has literally quadrupled over the last 3 months. Right, but we're not doing anything dramatically different. We just name them a little different. We make them a little bit more customized, and not much, but it's quite remarkable how quickly that goes. So, anyways, again, I really want to invite you to our session Wednesday morning, every Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock this week. It will be using AI and technology in conjunction with the 7 essentials to success. And I really hope you come and join us and share your thoughts and ideas as to good, bad, or indifferent about AI, but also how you envision to build your business in a sustainable life work balance manner. And again, thanks for your attention. I really appreciate uh, you paying attention to this little video. If you want to join us, agentbuildercoaching.com/power hour, and you can register there, or just send me a quick text or phone text message, and I'll send you the link right away. All right. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic week.